or so late, sorry about that. How are we angle wise? Should I bring you in a little closer? Let's do that. A little bit closer. There we go. Hey Rich Mitch. Ooh. How's that? That'll do, won't it? Right. Get the old laptop going. And I'll check your comments. Hello everybody. It's been a little while, I think, week or so since I last did a live, and I really felt like doing one today. So we've got Rich Mitch, Francis, Scott and John. Hello. I'm in a really good mood. Why? I don't know. Hello Fosco and Christy, lovely to see you. YouTube's trying to sell me shit, just skipping that. Drawn by, hello. I'm in a good mood. Oh god, there's A, B, C, there's so many things. Let's start with, I've just finished quite a lot of shifts. So I've just finished the toughest part of my shift pattern, which is you do 4 night shifts, you get 3 days off, and then you do 4 day shifts, and they're all 12-hour shifts, so can kind of get a lot of work and not so much play at that point in the shift pattern. But the great thing is, at this point right now, is I've got 2 weeks off, and that's always the way. But this week I do have to do, next weekend I've got to do a weekend of nights because I swapped shifts. Someone helped me out when I went to Milan. I was supposed to be working, so I did a shift swap, so I've got to do 3 nights, but still I'm on my 2 weeks off now. Secondly, I have got a mega pint and I've had 2 mega pints already, so cheers. I haven't drunk much at all for weeks because I've just been so into my paddleboarding that I've been sort of more concerned about getting up early to do what I want to do, that yeah, I haven't really drunk much lately. So I'm now on my 3rd mega pint and I'm feeling it, but not in a really bad way. Don't worry, it's not going to go downhill, hopefully not. But I am buzzing. I was just listening to La Bamba on Alexa, having a little dance. Ba-da-da-da, La Bamba. Love that. Really puts me in the mood. Some people, before a video, well, okay, let's think about what Jeremy does or doesn't do before a video. If you know, you know. But no, if I listen to my favourite songs and I'm just going to sing along and I'm going to dance, and it just totally gets me in the mood. So that's what I've just done. Not on purpose, just because I wanted to. And it gets me a little bit high. Yeah, gets me good. Right. Let's see, who do we have? We've also got Karine. Hello, Karine. Will I be doing the paddle cam again? Drawn by, I really hope so. I'm such a beginner that I'm not that confident, and then if the wind gets me, it's very quickly pushing me into the sides, and you don't want to go into the sides. But yeah, once I've kind of, if I'm in a place where I'm not being dragged too much, definitely will do the paddle cam again. Hopefully I will get a better camera. My brother's shown me this little camera he's got. It's only this small, it's waterproof. It's not a GoPro, it's something else, it's smaller. And I've, on my paddleboard's got things that you can attach stuff to, like, I don't know what you call them, itchy nose. So it's quite possible I can do more stuff on the paddleboard. And yeah, I'm out every opportunity I get. So even yesterday, so I did the 12-hour day shift, and then I grabbed all my stuff and I went down to the coast, and I went out for the first time on the sea, which was really exciting and sort of slightly scary because I've only done lakes so far. Sea obviously has waves, tides and wind can blow you out to sea. So there was some more things to worry about, but I absolutely loved it. Caught some nice pictures of the sunset out there. Really loved it. So I will definitely be doing more stuff with the paddleboard. In fact, the paddleboard is kind of taken over my life, and the perfume and everything is taking a bit of a side step. So you might not see as much videos and Instagrams from me just while I'm so obsessed. But I'm gonna, if I can, I'll try and combine the two. So Maddie has made it. Good evening, Maddie. Did you get the smalls to bed? Are they all tucked up? No, Karina, I'm doing it all here, right here. I'm really lucky. I've got several really nice lakes within a 20-30 minute drive from here, so it's really good. So I'm meeting my friend tomorrow and we're doing a paddle on Moat Park in Maidstone, which is literally 20-minute drive. Really nice lake, and yeah, really lovely. So let me know what you are all wearing so I don't get too distracted by paddleboarding, and let me know what you're all wearing perfume wise, or if you want you can tell me what you're wearing as an outfit. My outfit of the day is this very loose vest because it's actually so hot here. Even though it's just rained a lot, we've had quite a few little mini downpours, but like the rain's coming down hard and then it's disappearing. But it's muggy, I guess you'd call it muggy. Yeah, it's muggy. And I was actually feeling a bit sweaty. My face was getting a bit shiny, so I had to put powder down. So there's comfortable, loose, easy clothing for me, so I don't get too sweaty. It's only us. We're very casual, aren't we? We don't need to get too dressed up for these events. So John is wearing Lumiere Noir MFK SpongeBob boxers and a long black t-shirt. I have definitely been hanging about in my pants these last few days. So if no one can see me, does it matter? You know, sitting at my desk doing my work in just my pants. Not SpongeBob though, just kind of plain ones. But yeah, I think it's the weather for pants for sure. Scott's wearing jupe. What about Adam? They're very rare and hard to find. Tomato leaf fragrance that Scott was after for a long time. Corinne's in the south of France for holidays, wearing Beach Walk by Replica. Perfect. Really hot here. I bet. It's actually not been really sunny today. The sun's been kind of like breaking through cloud, but it's mostly just been a bit muggy. And Francis is wearing a Cheap Sophia by Sofia Vergara. Maddie's wearing Wrigley's Noir from A Thousand Flowers. That does sound nice. I've never tried that. Drawn by says, could there be a new Smurfy paddleboarding channel? I guess there's a paddleboard community on the tube. Quite possibly, you never know. But I find sometimes I get taken by something, start a new channel or Instagram account, and then I can't be asked to do anything with it. So I don't know. I think for me, the ideal is to combine the two so that it's still mostly about perfume. You just have a nicer backdrop than inside my house or whatever. Angie's here. Hey Ange. And what did I wear today? I wore two of the fragrances from Teone that I'm going to be talking about in a minute, so I won't say them just yet. But I did, for the first time in ages, put on some Pure Distance Rubicona, which, if any of you remember, I went absolutely mad for going back sort of 6 months to a year. And I ended up forking out for a bottle, and then I haven't worn it for ages, and then I just put a little spray on my wrist. I can't remember what made me think of it. I put a little spray on my wrist, and I do really love it. It's probably more suited to the slightly cooler weather. Not necessarily, it doesn't need to be midwinter, but it's a bit heavy and it's a bit sweet for this hot weather. And I don't love the opening, and I think that's probably why I'm not wearing it, because it's quite heavy on the patchouli, which is not my favourite note. But when it dries down, there's something about the vanilla accord in here which is really exceptional. It is so good and it's so addictive. There's a slightly mineral feel to it, almost like rain on pavement kind of thing. It's really, really good. So I must remember to wear that more often, although it does feel a bit special, like special occasion-y type thing. And I don't have that many special occasions to go to. Christy's wearing Angelique Noir, very, very nice. And just got the shower sprayed Rogue by Rihanna. I still haven't tried any Rihanna fragrances. Oh, Teone is here. Hello, Teone. She says, good morning. It's dawn here. I'm wearing pajamas and a blanket. It's winter here. Lovely to see. Lovely to see your words, Teone. Yeah, it's completely the opposite over in Australia, which us here in the UK, we just usually assume, I think, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I always assume Australia is hot and sunny all the time. But I know from seeing some of your posts and Cherie that it does actually get cold from time to time. Drill Bit is here as well. Lovely to see you, Drill Bit. Dear Claire, just wanted to say howdy. Howdy, Drill Bit. Drawn by is wearing Photo by Lagerfeld and Pagan on the other hand. A bit Shalimar-like. Okay, haven't tried either of those. So let me have a little sip of my mega pint. Cheers. It's lovely to see so many of you. Thank you for saying hello. If you are watching and you haven't commented yet, this is health and safety advice. You need to, sorry if you heard that little noise that came up from there. You need to send me a little emoji or something so that I know you're here, and then that way if there's an emergency I can make sure that everyone's accounted for. So if you're watching and you're a little bit too shy to say anything, just a tiny little emoji or something like that, just so that we know you're here and everything is then sort of health and safety satized. Oh dear. Hey Eric. So thank you for checking in, Eric. So it's basically like the school register. It's like the class register. And the emergency exit will be illuminated. There'll be little lights that come up on the floor. But just let me have you registered first of all. Karine says, I'd love to try Lemon Blossom. I think you posted a picture of it. I certainly did, Karine. So let me go through then my beautiful haul, my lovely haul from Teone. I've had it for about a week and I've opened everything except one bottle, which I'm going to open now in a minute. And I'll just show you what I have here, and I'll tell you, I've got the notes written down because I've just prepared. So yeah, I'm on fire tonight. So let's start with, hey Yara, lovely peach from Yara, lovely peachy peach. And we've got some nice emojis from John, some random emojis from John. So let's start with, what should we start with? So Teone was really, really kind and generous and sent me some of her body products, lotions and skin products. And we'll start with this, which is the Honey Amber body lotion. So this I have used a little bit. Every now and then I put a little bit on my arms and oh, love it. So let's do, so it's a thicker white body lotion, and I've got to show you rubbing myself on camera because that's what you want. And it sinks in, doesn't make you too greasy, so you can see it's kind of, oh, and it has this really mellow, so honey amber, everything is scented honey amber, but I find that they all have a slightly different scent in their different, what do you call them, bases, I guess. And the body lotion to me is very mellow. There's nothing sharp or kind of fresh. It's very mellow and sort of not subtle but rounded, and it is kind of delicious. So it's almost like Embers, how Embers is sweet and rounded, like without anything too sharp or fresh, and it's really lovely. John, a very thick cream, yes. I guess if you don't use it for a while it gets thicker. Corinne, don't make me laugh, my kid is sleeping on my shoulder. Don't wake up your kid. Don't wake up the kid. It's so funny the way you say that, Corinne, my kid. Right, let's go for another variation. So we have the honey amber soft skin milk. I'm gonna give it a little shake. So this one, as you can hear, I'm not being rude. It's not me that's being rude here. As you can hear, it's a looser consistency and kind of comes out. I won't do too much. Comes out definitely more milky. What's going on here? It's coming out more milky, and I think it smells slightly different. This to me smells more orangey, a little fresher, just a little more zing to it, less rounded sweet. And still, obviously, it smells amazing and leaves your skin lovely and soft and not greasy. So that one is the honey amber soft skin milk. I do feel very, very spoiled. Itching. I don't know why my nose is itching. It must be a cat hair. Right, let's go for another one. So then we have this one that just says honey amber on it, and I'm going to shake it as well. John, your emojis are yeah. That is a lovely milk spray after all that pumping. It's the shaking that does it. So this one just says honey amber, so I'm not sure, and it's kind of like a slightly looser consistency than the lotion, but not as loose as the milk. And this one has a more fresher, spicy smell to it. So they're all in the same ballpark, but to me this smells a little more, actually reminds me a little bit of bittersweet. This is more orangey, sort of almost chocolatey, a little bit spicy, a little bit fresher. They're all absolutely divine. Karine says, yeah, you shake it. I shook it. They are so lovely. They're so nice. And then we have, so this is, if you follow Teone on Instagram, you would have seen her post about her oil, honey amber oil. So we're still on the honey amber tip. Honey amber oil. I'm going to give it a little shake. This one, ASMR here. Don't be rude, people. This one, some of the ingredients have solidified a little bit in there, but this is, I think it's argan oil with the honey amber scent. And let's go up here, and you can see I have been swiping this on myself, and it is so nice. And this one, when I smelt it, reminds me a little bit of chocolate oranges. Oh, yeah, you can smell it coming up in the air already. It's like a really refined and sophisticated chocolate orange type scent. So I guess it's similar to the lotion I put here. So it's more on the orangey side, but definitely has this gourmand undertone. undertone, and it is really lovely. It's really, really nice. It's not the biggest performer. It's not like an attar type sort of big beastie type thing. It's quite a subtle, I guess you would call it, skin scent. It's really lovely to use sort of in conjunction with honey amber, or even some of the other Teone perfumes, the sort of the white floral resin ones. So good. It's really nice. It's so delicious. So if you're still here, Teone, thank you so much. I absolutely love all of them. Is it good for beards? I would say absolutely. It's obviously it's an all natural oil. It's argan oil. Argan oil is world renowned for its benefits to your skin and your hair and stuff. So it would be a great beard oil, I think. Okay, so what have we got next? I think what we have next is a sip from the Mega Pint. What are you drinking or snacking on this evening? Let me know. I skipped dinner because I kind of had some late lunch and wasn't really hungry. Tian says, thank you, Claire. Sorry the argan oil is so thick, but it's great for the skin. It's lovely. It's like your skin is so soft and lovely afterwards. Yes, let me know what you had for dinner. Why not? We love food over here, don't we? We all love talking about food. And Tione, what have you got for breakfast? Tea and dried mango, being healthy. What? That's your dinner? Or that's a snack? That's not a dinner, John. Right then, let's move on to, so there's two perfumes here I've been wearing consistently pretty much all week, one of which I did post about on Instagram. So that is this one here, and it is called Lemon Blossom. Every time I think about lemon blossom, I want to call it lemon balm, and I'm not sure why, except it does kind of have a kind of balm like effect on my what? I don't know. on how I'm feeling. I can't find the right word. I definitely got some cat hair stuck to my lip balm. It has a balm like effect on my life when I'm wearing it, and I'm going to spray it over the top of the honey amber oil here. So I have, as I say, I've been wearing this a lot, as well as the other one we're about to talk about. So you can see I've made a fair dent in that already. We're so excited to get it. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. I mean, look at it. It's called Lemon Blossom. The colour is lemon. It's so pretty. I have got the notes, and I'm gonna talk about the notes now. Ooh. Oh, bloody cat hairs. Right, notes. Lemon Blossom. Lots of notes in this one. Cold pressed lemon, mandarin, frangipani, jasmine grandiflorum, grandiflorum, isn't it? Yeah. Neroli, hand tinctured, Maria paniculata, possibly saying that wrong. That is the mock orange, or orange jessamine is what you might know it as. So it's kind of a bit like orange blossom. It's got vanilla and ylang ylang tinctures in it, as well as orange blossom, ginger lily, jasmine, gardenia, amaryllis. Amaryllis is that woody material that's a little bit sandalwood like. You also have sandalwood. I think it was Indian sandalwood from memory. And you've got amber. The amber accord is Tione's own amber accord, which would be a sort of certain ingredients that she uses to create it. And you've also got cedarwood. But what does it actually smell like? It smells like heaven. So pay attention to the fact that it's called lemon blossom. Pay attention to the fact that it's got cold pressed lemon. If you are not a fan of lemon, it won't be for you. It definitely is very lemony, but it doesn't ever, ever, ever bring to mind lemon scented cleaning products. Not to me anyway. It just smells cool and fresh. The lemon is just so cool and vibrant. And then you have all the florals. So you have this sort of exotic, fresh floral scent. I almost get something a little minty from it. So it's got that kind of like a little touch of a menthol mintiness to it. I would say that the vanilla's fairly low key, so it doesn't really go gourmand. It just has the most beautiful, fresh, lemony, exotic, tropical island floral scent to it. Obviously you have the sandalwood and amber in the base, which helps it to it helps to round it out, I think. This is not the longest lasting out of my Teone perfumes. It's probably sort of half a day or so before I would respray it, because it is quite fresh and light, but it definitely has a depth to it. So it is not just pure freshness. There is that depth. Almost just smells like there's just sort of like ground, unsmoked incense underneath it all. It's just beautiful. So happy to have it. It's a happy scent. It's a happy making scent. Really, really love it. Right, let's catch up on your comments. We've got some dinner comments here. Karine had tomatoes and bacon. That's interesting. Just tomatoes and bacon. Drawn by had some beer earlier, just a bit of water on the go now. Scott had pad thai. Now that sounds good. That's very nice. That's a proper dinner. Oh, John had corned beef and couscous. Lovely gourmet. Teone for breakfast is having peanut butter sandwiches and Italian mineral water. Okay, so Italian mineral water, is that better than any other? Is it better than Australian mineral water, or is it just what you happen to have? Rich Mitch says, Asda create your own pizza. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's not bad. Chicken, spicy beef, and red onion sweet corn. That's too much toppings, Rich. I like a nice simple topping on my pizza. I actually prefer a margarita with a little bit of chili. But yeah. Karine says, I'm hungry now. I'm going to make ginger lemon tea with lemon madeleines. Ah, lovely. Karine says, I was fine until hearing about food and lemon. Yes. So lemon, I still want to call it lemon balm. It is balmy. It's almost like lemon trees in a breeze, and you're in the Mediterranean and you have nothing that you have to do. Maybe you're by the sea and I don't know, you're just in that mood. You're in that kind of peaceful, joyful mood. That is lemon blossom, but I want to call it lemon balm. Really, really love that. So happy to have it. Jimbo is here. He says, hiya Miss Claire. Hey Jimbo, what are you wearing? What is your scent of the night? And we are going to move on then to the next thing. And this one is the other one I've been wearing all week. And I've also been wearing both. So today I wore Lemon Blossom and this one, Au Naturel. I wore them together, not on top of each other, but like dotted different ones around. Mostly Au Naturel, a couple of Lemon Blossom. And Au Naturel. I remember when Teone sent me a sample of this, going back quite a long time. Here's the bottle. Going back quite a while now. And I reviewed this Lemon Blossom and Mint Mounty. probably saying that wrong. I reviewed all three at the same time, and this was my favourite out the three. And I was kind of like, oh, I don't know what I want to buy. Do I want to get this one or do I want to get Lemon Blossom? And I kind of like put them on the back burner, and then they weren't available. They weren't on the catalogue, and I kind of like just moved on, bought other stuff, and then they came back. So I just thought, jump on it, get the two that you love the most, and this was my favourite out of those three that I reviewed, Au Naturel. And if Teone hadn't sent me the sample, I probably never would have thought to try it, because the name to me, Au Naturel, I maybe was expecting something, I don't know, maybe I would have just expected it to be a bit boring, but I really love this one. So I think we go on the back of the hand. So Au Naturel, don't be put off by the name. It is so gorgeous. It is so nice. This is the epitome of what's beautiful about Teone's work to me. This is like just that perfect citrus meets florals with that grounding base. Definitely warm weather, like perfect for the warm weather. Let me give you the notes. Where are they? Here we are. So we have green mandarin, cardamom, cinnamon leaf, tolu balsam, rose otto, night blooming jasmine, ambrette, and Sumatran patchouli. I never really realised there was rose in here, and I don't pick it up. Maybe if I really look for it next time, I might get it. To me, it's a white floral perfume. And I would have thought there was more florals in here than the jasmine. It smells to me almost like the lemon blossom without the lemon. It's like to me, it's like a mixture of exotic white florals, not just jasmine. It's got a sharp freshness, but I think that's the mandarin, that green mandarin. And it definitely has this sweet, resinous, richer base, but not so rich that it's not perfect in this warm weather. It is so good. I think it's quite sexy. It's not as spicy as you might imagine with the cardamom and the cinnamon leaf. It's a little bit spicy, but not that spicy. It does have a green tinge to it because you've got green mandarin, the cinnamon leaf, and cardamom. They're all kind of sort of greenish type notes. I absolutely love it. I really, really love it. It's so nice. Au Naturel on my skin lasts a lot longer than the lemon one. Not sure why, just must be the way it works, the ingredients, whatever. So I do get a full day out of it. It's so good, so good. It's beautiful sweetness in here, not like cloyingly sweet. Obviously it's all natural, so you never get that cloyingly sweet thing with TRMP, I don't think. But it does have this kind of like rich, resinous, sweet base. And a little, like, yeah, that little hint of spiciness and fresh. It's so fresh. So it's called Au Naturel, and it really, everything obviously is natural, but this is like really natural, like totally, you just know, it's almost like this takes you to nature, even if you're not in nature. It takes you to the middle of nature. It takes you outside of wherever you are. It just drops you into nature. It's just so, it's alive. It's alive. Really, really love it. Really love it. so happy to have that one. Jimbo's wearing Roses Barbaranza. I know it's not Barbaranza, but that's how I say it. Teone says, so glad you like it there. It fell through the cracks because of the name. It was just meant for me, and then I made too much. I put it in the catalogue. Yeah, I think that's what it is. People probably, they see all your other perfumes and they've got some really interesting names and backstories, and they're named after no, I don't know, like weird and wild and wonderful places, and then people probably see Au Naturel and think, well, that's probably just going to be a cologne or something, but it is so good. And again, it, like Lemon Blossom, it kind of has a little mineral element to it that could be something like pebbles, rain on pavement, that kind of thing. Oh, yeah, it is truly a masterpiece. It really is. Right, let's have another sip of the Mega Pint. Shaver Fon is here with his Sebastian comment. Just finished watching Sebastian's new video. Should YouTube reviewers who own less than 4,000 bottles be declared legally insane? Thanks for joining us, Shaver Fon. Cheers. Oh. I don't want to drop that, so let's move that over there. And then let's move on. So this was a beautiful gift from Teone, so thank you so much, Teone. And I have spoken about this perfume a lot. It's one of my favourites. I couldn't tell you what, it's so hard to rank Teone's perfumes. I did do a video where I ranked them all, and it was, I think it was in the top 3, and it's Honey Amber. It's the one that I've used the most. It's the one that is almost empty, and the very kind and lovely Teone, thank you Teone, has sent me a backup, and it's in a different bottle, and it's the cutest bottle in the world. So I now have a backup of Honey Amber, which means I can spray with abandon, because I was getting a bit tight with it and it wasn't getting as much use, just because I was sort of holding back. And now I have this beautiful bottle. Look at that. So good. This gorgeous, rich, sweet base. So Honey Amber is, where are you? Notes. I lost my notes. Pop that there. I did write it down. I'm sure I did. Here we are. Right, Honey Amber. It's a floral amber. You've got night blooming jasmine, frangipani, hand tinctured vanilla beans, labdanum, benzoin, and Virginian cedarwood. So it sounds quite simple, but there's definitely so much depth and so much interest with Honey Amber. So let's spray it. You can see how rich it is. Look at that. You can just see. So let's go here. It is absolutely stunning. If you have the same taste in perfume as me or similar, if you love tropical white florals, if you love frangipani, if you love rich and sweet bases with your white florals, this is an absolute must. This is the one to go for. It is so beautiful. So many people love it. L'Amour de Parfum on Instagram. She has a really beautiful Instagram and really great taste. She just tagged me in a post because she was commenting that this is still one of her favourites that she found after watching one of my videos, and it really is a special perfume. Obviously we've already talked about all the lotions and potions in the Honey Amber smell, and I can totally see why Teone went for this fragrance, for those body products, because it is so beautiful. You can smell, it's almost like you can smell everything at once. You can smell these gorgeous florals, but you can smell the woody base at the same time. So notes, I think I already gave you, didn't I? Yes, I did. You can smell the wood, you can smell the resin, you can smell the white florals, frangipani and jasmine. To me it smells slightly orangey, like there could be an orange blossom in here, but maybe more so in the other products. It's delicious, but it's quite woody at the same time, so it's not full on gourmand. It's exotic, it's far away, it takes you just far away, but it has a real backbone to it with these kind of like woody and resin notes. It's got real strength to it. It's not just it's not a whimsical fragrance at all. It's got really quite a good backbone. Oh, so good, so good. Thank you, Teone, for sending me the backup, because I really love honey amber. You need honey amber in your life. If you have a similar tasting perfume to me, you need honey amber in your life, trust me. Right, Maddie says, I still need to buy honey amber, but there are so many Teone perfumes on my wish list. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, which one do I go for? Which one should I buy? Oh, and the perfume concentration, you can see how strong it is, because that, I mean, we sprayed that quite a few minutes ago, and it's very rich oil there. I'm gonna just gently rub that in. Oh, yeah, it does. It has like I can smell I feel like I can smell the vanilla from Embers in here, and I feel like it smells slightly orangey as well as white florally, as well as really smooth, but the woody sort of elements just break the texture up, so it's not like super smooth. The woods give it a little texture. Oh, it's really good. Absolutely love it. Karine says, there are just so many I want to try. I know, there's a lot. There's a lot, and it's a rabbit hole entirely of itself. It is a rabbit hole. Some people go down at the indie rabbit hole. Some people go down oud rabbit hole. There's a Teone rabbit hole, and once it has you, it has you. There's no escaping it. And yeah, I'm very glad to be in the rabbit hole. So I'm gonna have a sip of my mega pint. Still obsessed with mega pints and Johnny Depp. And then we have the final one, and this was a very kind gift from Teone. I mentioned in my last Teone Reinthal video that I really loved Mekong. Hopefully I say that right. Mekong. I had a decant and I worked my way through it reasonably quickly. I wore it on holiday, and I have a specific memory of swimming about in the pool, and it was wafting up as I was swimming around, and it was so nice. The pool was really cold, and it was just a really nice yeah, just a nice memory, just that kind of that freedom, swimming around in the pool. No one else was in the pool, it was all to myself, and the smell was just wafting up, and I was really impressed because it's quite a fresh perfume, Mekong. Let me read you the notes first. White lotus, frangipani, green tea, vanilla, amaryllis, sweet orange, patchouli, rose geranium, myrrh, frankincense, bergamot, neroli, jasmine, rose otto, Australian sandalwood, basil, petitgrain, lemongrass, and ambrette. So we've got a lot of freshy notes in there, and it really is an amazing fresh perfume. And as I say, I used up the decant. That was quite a while ago. So I'm now going to open Mekong. So happy to have it. And Teone says this is amazing in the tropics, like in the real good heat. But I've enjoyed it from my decant in not that much heat here in the UK, even in the winter. Just that gorgeous freshy, sort of fresh feeling. But you can, you know, from the notes you can see that there's, I'm trying to get it out. You can see that there are some stronger ingredients, base notes that keep it going, keep it lasting. And I found the performance amazing for something that felt so fresh. I don't want to break the bottle. I'm just going to peel the sticker, and I'm going to spray it on. Olfactive stories. Karine says there are some new coming in the Latte Matière. I saw that, and do you know what? I don't have high hopes. Oud, what is it? Oud cherry. It feels to me like Galana going down a dark and well-trodden, non-interesting road. I don't know if anyone else agrees. I feel like they are trying to be crowd-pleasing. They are trying to follow trends. And I'm not that interested in oud cherry and whatever other stuff that they're coming out with. So here is a bottle. I've just lifted the lid a little bit. Here's a bottle of Mekong, and we'll spray it here and here and here. Oh, there we go. Yes, that's what I remember. It's really, it's a really fruity kind of citrusy opening to me. So all those fresh, fruity, citrusy smells coming together straight away. But you know that it's Teone's work. It's not a citrus cologne. It's not Guerlain's cologne. It's not any other citrus cologne. It's got depth. It's got intrigue. It's got mystery. It's almost like, I don't know. It's got that Teone magic. Everything's got the Teone magic. Nothing is boring from Teone. Did we do the notes? I think we did, didn't we? So yeah, we've got all these floral. You've got the white lotus and the frangipani. You've also got the rose geranium, the neroli, the jasmine, rose otto. So you've got quite a few florals. And you've got the musk or the ambrette seed, lemongrass, basil. So you've petitgrain. So you've got all these lovely fresh notes, neroli. I mean, would I be able to pick anything out? I think if I just describe it, smells a little lemony as well. And there's no lemon listed. It might be the bergamot. Might be the bergamot, which you can smell lemony. It smells a little lemony. Definitely smells a little orangey at the same time. It's rich. It's like rich. It's a fresh citrus, but it's rich. It's rich with the citrusy sense. Very, very nuanced. Very kind of not thick, but multi-layered. So it's definitely fresh, but it's not a basic cologne. It's not just fresh. It's got a lot. It's got a lot going on. And you can really smell all these gorgeous, natural, citrusy, fresh scents all at once. So, so good. Karine says there's 3 ouds coming from Guerlain. So you've got cherry oud, sounds less interesting. Yeah. John says I like the sound of cherry oud. Yeah, I think I've just got really cynical really cynical in my old age, and I think Galan are going down a road that I don't really want them to go down. I do think that what's the lady perfumer? I do think that the perfumer who now is doing a bit more of the work, I've forgotten her name, which is terrible of me. She has a more of a modern approach, so I can detect some of those aroma chemicals. Yes, Delphine Jelk definitely makes beautiful perfumes, but I can detect a little more of those aroma chemicals that I don't love in her work than I previously could from Galan. I think it was one of the orange, was it Orange Soleil? Fairly recent, but you know, the last 2 or 3 years. It was one of the Aqua Allegorias. I definitely smelt some, not sure if it was Amber Max or ambroxan, or you know, something like, I smelt that in the background. And then also in the coffee and cardamom one, the Latte Matière coffee one, you know, the one Iris, coffee Iris, I've forgotten what, Iris something. I also felt like I smelt some of those modern aroma chemicals in that, and I do feel that that's maybe her direction. Iris Tarife, yes. And yeah, I don't know, it's a shame. I guess I like them more. I don't know, I mean, Thierry Wasser's I love a lot of Thierry Wasser's gourmands, and they're not exactly classic, but they're just more my style, and I never really picked up on anything that grated on me in any of those. Some of them are a bit too heavy on the vanilla for me, like the Angelique Noir, absolutely beautiful, but that vanilla, very heavy, just touch too sweet and heavy for me, but still a stunning perfume, one I would happily smell on someone else. Yeah, Rich Mitch says modern amber woods are the bane of my life. Yeah, I think they should be banned. But the thing is, they are very popular. They make a perfume last very well, and they make a perfume project very well. And there are definitely a lot of people out there that want a big projection, and they want lasting power from their perfume, and it certainly does achieve that at a cost. But if it doesn't irritate your nose, then it's absolutely fine. And it never used to irritate me to the degree it does now. I'm just become highly sensitized, snobby, critical, irrational. I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled by the likes of Teone Reinthal perfumes. Teone says, I wish Galan would bring back Cologne 68. Yes, Cologne 68. There was a couple of different versions of it. There was a Parfum, I think, and the EDT. A gorgeous mixture of cologne and iris. Really, really nice. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get hold of now and a bit pricey if you can find it, but they were beautiful scents for sure. Cologne 68, and I owe you one. Had to do that, didn't I? Had to lower the tone. So yeah, that is my stunning, amazing, beautiful Teone Reinthal perfume haul, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want, we can hang around for a little bit longer. I will need a wee soon because mega pint. So if you want to continue the conversation, you're gonna have to type something because my brain's a bit fried. Christy's here. Hey Christy, nice to see you. I tell you what we can do. Oh, thank you, Scotty. Thumbs up. I tell you what we can do. We can talk about, I don't think I've talked about it yet. I have got a sample of Sacred Scarab from Zoologist, and I don't think I've mentioned it on this channel as yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. We can talk about that. Tione says Shalimar Parfum Initial is still one of my favourite perfumes of all time. That is really well loved. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. That is really well loved. I don't know. It didn't quite work for me. It was nice, and I've got a sample of their. So they basically repackaged it, didn't they, and put it in a more expensive bottle. I think they just call it L'Initial now, and I've got a sample of that. But yeah, it doesn't quite do it for me. I think my favourite Shalimar is which one? I like the, what did I used to have? God, basically the more mass appealing one. What was it? Shalimar. I've forgotten. And then there was an Intense, but I've completely forgotten which one it was. Maddie says, interested in your thoughts on Sacred Scarab. I keep smelling it. I can't decide what I think. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Have I got any skin? We'll go up here. So I've worn this a few times. I definitely have some thoughts on it. I'll read you the note. So this is Sacred Scarab, and this was kindly given to me while I was at Essence by Sultan Pasha. I bumped into him, and I smelt something in the air, and I said, "Can I smell a vintage Galan?" And the lady, we were at the Osmotique booth, and I thought they must have sprayed a vintage Galan from their archives. And she said, "No, you're smelling Sultan." And then I got chatting to Sultan. He very kindly gave me a sample, and he was wearing Sacred Scarab. And I thought I was smelling something from Galan. So there's a good clue. Thank you, Teone, so much. Thank you. Thank you for your really lovely gifts. Honestly, absolutely spoiled me rotten, and I love you forever. Absolutely. Oh, love you forever, honestly. So I thought I was smelling vintage Galan, and it was Sultan wearing Sacred Scarab. And the notes are aldehydes, lemon, civet, blue lotus accord, wine accord, plum, cedar, galbanum, juniper, labdanum, myrrh, oak moss, oilbanum, raisins, styrax, and musk. And when I first read the notes way back when Zoologist announced Sacred Scarab, I thought, well, A, I'm really excited. I've never smelled anything by Sultan, and I've heard so many amazing things. But B, most of these notes really aren't for me. Generally, aldehydes can be hit and miss. It depends what they're like. Civet, not really, unless it's very toned down. I don't generally like things like plum, raisins, dried fruits, that kind of thing. I generally don't like it. Wine, I generally don't like in perfume. So a galbanum, not really a fan. A bit dry for me, a bit green, a bit dry. So I was like, I probably won't like it. I'm not going to rush to try it. And then I caught a whiff on Sultan, and I thought it smelled really good. And what I would say is you absolutely do get the top notes listed. You get aldehydes, you get lemon, and you do get a bit of civet, but it is not real civet, and it's not too heavy. It's just at an okay level for me to be okay with it. I also get a kind of like grainy, dusty earthiness in here, which makes it sort of grounded and not too lively, not too sweet. Keeps it all kind of like in check. And as I say, the civet's not big. The civet is just a touch, and I don't think anyone would recoil at this. And there's a lot of animalic perfumes out there that if you had a normal person smell, they would recoil if they noticed the civet. But I don't think anyone's recoiling from this. I'd say that the florals are not too strong, not too noticeable, because you've got the Blue Lotus Accord. Is that the only floral actually? Yeah, I think Blue Lotus is the only listed floral. And you definitely do get hints of the sort of like the green, the woods. So you got the galbanum, the juniper, oilbanum sort of resin. So it's got that kind of like woody resin base, but it's not particularly sweet. And I don't really get wine specifically, or plum, or raisins. I think the fruitiness is done in such a way that it just plays a part, but it doesn't overtake, or it doesn't make it too rich. I think what I don't like with fruity notes, like say Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille has that dried fruit accord, to me it's too rich and it overtakes everything, and it makes it a bit cloying. I absolutely do not get that here at all. It's more about the musk, the muskiness, the aldehydes, and it does have this really vintage feel. Like it absolutely could be a vintage galan. Right, Baza is here. Hello Baza, lovely to see you. Some wonderful people here, he says. Rich Mitch says synthetic civet is outrageous, incredibly strong compared to the real stuff. Is it? Okay. It's not in I don't know, have you tried this one, Rich Mitch? I don't find it off-putting at all. Jimbo says, I appreciate Sacred Scarab as a creation, but not really my cup of tea. Can't imagine where I would wear it. Maddie says, it does feel quite animalic on my skin, which I'm not normally a fan of, but there's something very addictive about it. Karine says, not a fan of animalic notes, except ambergris. There's something in it that is so addictive to me. I think if you're considering trying Sacred Scarab, Sacred Scarab, then you definitely need to be okay with aldehydes. And I would say the aldehydes are more of those clean, smooth, lotiony type aldehydes than the really fizzy Chanel type aldehydes. There's obviously a ton of different aldehydes out there. I haven't smelt them all. I've not smelt any of them in isolation, but I've smelt different perfumes with aldehydes, and that's the only way I can really describe it based on my experience. Is it has that more clean, almost soapy, smooth, lotion-like aldehyde than the really sharp, fizzy champagne-like Chanel aldehyde. So it's kind of a contradiction, because you have this soapy, clean aldehydes with that synthetic civet. So, and then the two meet, and it's very smooth, and everything's all very gentle and in complete harmony. There's nothing jutting out, there's nothing screaming for attention. It's so beautifully done, which is probably why it felt like a galan to me. And honestly, whilst this might not be completely like Jimbo, I probably won't buy this. I think it's really beautifully done. It probably needs to be a bit more floral for me to fall in love with it. But I guess if the florals were amped up a bit more, I could be tempted for sure. This is, in my opinion, the best Zoologist that has come out in a long time. I do think it is an exceptional perfume. It's beautifully done. It's different with that kind of lovely vintage old school feel. You could totally wear like one spray. It's really strong, but not in a obtuse way. It's like if you sprayed a lot, I guess you're gonna be a little bit in your face. But what I mean is it's not like really heavy and jumping out, but it's also really, really good performance. So it's one of those that you can just wear one spray and have that gorgeous vintage kind of sexy classic chic feel. And if you wanted to be beast mode, you could do a few sprays, but really it is, I think it's really, really good. It's a sexy classic, sexy classic. Maddie says, I love the aldehydes in it. Speaking of which, I forgot Quintessence Intense was going to be in your haul. I thought, no, I didn't in the end. I absolutely love the opening of Quintessence Intense, especially the way that iris mixes with everything. But then I think the jasmine just becomes that touch too much for me further into the wear, and then I don't love it as much as I love the opening. So in the end, I decided not to go for it, but I do think it's a really beautiful perfume. And the lemon in Quintessence Intense reminds me of the lemon from Lemon Blossom. I don't know if it's the same or not, but it did bring, when I sprayed Lemon Blossom, it reminded me of Quintessence Intense. So it has that sort of similar lemon feel. Jimbo says, I'd love to smell it on someone else. Yeah, and as I say, when I smelt it on Sultan, I was so taken with it. I was like, oh, who's just sprayed a classic vintage Galan? Like that is what I thought. I really thought it was something like, oh, I thought it was a vintage Le Bleu or something, which I know the notes don't have anything in common, but that's what it smelled like to me. So I am absolutely praising Sacred Scarab to the hills. Really, really impressed, and I highly recommend if you like something that's got a bit of a vintage touch, something a little bit different, something it definitely smells really high quality. I don't pick up on any scratchy, annoying aroma chemicals. It is really, really good. So highly recommend checking it out. So LB is in the room, I believe. Let's have a look. Where is LB's comment? People are saying hi to Liz, and I can't see her. Oh, there she is. She says, hiya, hiya. Have you got a drink of the night, LB? Cheers, I got a mega pint. I'm going to be closing down in a minute because it's definitely time for the wetting of the lettuce. Sorry for my crassness. Is crassness a word? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. What's Rich saying? La blah, la blah, la blah. Yes, I am going to bugger off because I'm doing that thing that you do when you need a wee. So that's it. Thank you everyone so much for popping along. I'm probably not going to do a lot of videos for the foreseeable because I'm so obsessed with paddleboarding at the moment. My little baby's just walked in. Hello, darling. So I'll do as and when. I'm not disappearing by any means, but I'm just a bit distracted at the moment. Loving life, which is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Absolutely loving life at the moment. And yeah, just busy. I'm out on the paddleboard tomorrow meeting my friend Cheryl, and we are going to go to Moat Park. I'm going to do some paddling. And then I'll probably go out, as long as the weather's okay, I'll probably go out every day on my paddleboard until I'm back to work again. So yeah, but I'm not disappearing. I will be back ad hoc. Just you know, got a new thing in life, which is a good thing. It's good to have a nice hobby. It gets me outside, it gets me doing a little bit of exercise, getting my arms nice and strong. And yeah, so thank you everyone so much. I'm rambling now. I will see you all soon. Take care. Mwah, 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 mwah.